Hey there, how are ya? Today is Friday, February 2nd. I was looking at my calendar. I realized I have to change my calendar. It's in January. Time goes by so fast. Today, I wanted to come on. This is Alison Solar, your kitchen designer, educator, mentor, coach. I help other designers learn more about the kitchen and bath industry. I coach one on one with designers who want to learn more or are working on a project and need help or need advice or don't know how to get started. So I really enjoy coaching designers when they're working on projects. It's always the most fun and informative. And I think the client is able to really learn because we're working on something hands-on at the same time. So kitchen design is all about math. Bathroom design, again, all about math, more in the kitchen. But today, what I wanted to talk to you about was an article I came across that talked a little bit about aging in place. And one of the things that we know when we're dealing with aging in place is that the client is always reluctant to discuss aging in place. They always think the product is terrible, it's utilitarian, it's not going to be beautiful. But us as designers have to educate the public and let them know that the product to make your space safer and more user friendly is not a industrial looking space. The products that are available to us now as designers to make beautiful bathrooms safer is really amazing. We have curbless shower drains that come and waterproofing systems that have been developed for the walls and the floor to make that easy transition into the shower. There's still a lot of controversy about people wanting to use that linear drain. Contractors not familiar with installing it. It's a little bit more expensive. And it's a different type of design. So it has its reluctance behind it, the psychology of something new. Same way with these EV vehicles. We all kind of like, I don't know if I want to make that transition all the way, so it's that hesitation to doing something new and change. So the curbless showers, can be problematic more for the installer than for the designer. But and the homeowners are a little bit leery of that too. But the thing is that those linear drains come in all different kinds of finishes, different sizes. They capture the water differently. You do need to be able to take off the top strainer to be able to get in there possibly and clean it for any clogs and things like that. Or you can tile that drain. There's lots of things you can do with a linear drain. One of the things they talked about with aging in place was your eyesight, how as we get older our eyes change, so light and certain eye diseases can affect our vision and the intensity of the light and the value of the light. And what is possible now is to have tunable lighting in your bulbs. The bulbs are now tunable. What does that mean? So what it means is that light bulb can go from either a cool white 3000, 4000, 5000 K value down to a 3000, 2700 K value. And you can tune the intensity, the cool, and the warmth of the light bulb itself. So that affects the visual mental wavelengths going into our brain, which make the space easier to see, more comfortable to be in. So the human centric lighting is kind of like that lighting that follows our circadian rhythm, where we start with low, soft light in the morning. We just have that it's dark, and then the light comes on slowly, and it's a warm glow as the sun comes up, and it gets brighter and bluer and brighter until it's noon, and then it's the brightest it's going to be, and then it starts to cool down, warm, go down and phase down again, and it goes softer, 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 all the way to black. So that cycle of low to light, so sunrise and sunset, it all has to do with our biological clock, our interior um, clock that we are, as humans, we all kind of have this rhythm of awaking and according to the sun and the moon and things like that. So the adding the lighting to the bathroom that gives them that tunable lighting, and also the ability to give really bright light, is very important in an aging in place bathroom. And also because each individual person going into the bathroom might like more lights on, more lights off. When I'm doing a bathroom, I always have at least 3 different sources of lighting, and each on a 3 separate switch, so that you could turn things on and off. You don't have to have everything all on or everything all off. Yeah, I like to have options, maybe the shower on, but when you're in doing the sink, shower goes off. You don't need that because you have sconces or bright lights overhead. So the lighting is very important. So we have the lighting that's very important, and then the barrier free. And also, what's another important thing to consider, when you have flooring, if you have shiny flooring in a bathroom, number one, it's going to be extremely reflective. It's going to reflect the light right back at us. And if you have aging eyes, or eyes that have a disease or a disability of some kind, vision wise, that can be very distracting to the messages being sent to our brain of what the space is like. It could be overwhelming with all of those light bouncing back. A shiny surface will bounce the light back. It won't absorb the light. It's going to bounce it back. So the glare on the floor with a shiny floor tile can be very distracting to someone who is older, has aging eyes. And also, shiny bathroom tile is a big no-no. You're going to slip. There's no slippage factor in there. It needs to have some kind of a traction, and have not be slippery, because the bathroom is a very dangerous place. It's full of water. So shiny tile anywhere on the floor, I think, is a big no-no, because number one, it's going to get scratched on the floor, because we all have little pebbles and little dirt and everything like that, and you're going to see the scratches right away, and it's not safe on the floor. That's my opinion about it. But, you get these people who want that shiny tile all over. Just be aware that now you have a reflection issue. If you have a ceiling fixture and it has a bright white light, that bright white light is going to be reflected dramatically from the floor, because it's almost like a mirror, that shiny finish. So a shiny finish in any kind of a flooring is not safe, and especially in a bathroom. So keeping a matte finish, something with a little bit of a texture, is always better in a bathroom for aging in place and safety, overall safety. And the next thing I wanted to talk about were the grab bars. Now, we all know that if you're not going to put a grab bar in, the least you should do is put the blocking behind the wall. So you put, 2x6 or 2x4s or whatever. You really block up that wall, or plywood or something that's going to, you can go in later and add that grab bar. People have such an adverse reaction when it comes to grab bars, which is really too bad. And that just means that they're not educated to know what the options are for grab bars. And grab bars, sometimes you get them with the plumbing, like Delta might make some matching grab bars, but you don't necessarily have to have the brand of the sink, of the faucet and the shower system and everything. You could get different companies make different accessories. And one of the companies, and I just wanted to show you some beautiful grab bars, and they come in a plethora of finishes. And it's a company that I got introduced to many years ago. It's called Jacklow. And I really love Jacklow because they kind of make all the different accessories, grab bars, towel bars. They make faucets and hand sprays and things like that. But I really do love their product line. And I just wanted to share with you all a Jacklow. What I have here, I hope it's showing up. It has a red circle around it. Look at the detail on this beautiful grab bar. And one other thing is it comes in all these different finishes. You could get it in polished copper, satin copper, antique copper, unlacquered brass, aged unlacquered brass, white, light blue, green, lemon, amber, all these colors, lilac. So you can really have something spectacular as a finish with these grab bars. And this happens to be a 24-inch grab bar. And they come in different sizes and different finishes. And it tells you, like here, if I did it in this color of polished brass, that brings up the price to $745. So these aren't inexpensive items, but they're made like beautiful, casting, solid. What makes them a grab bar is that the diameter of this tube has to be 1.5 inches in diameter to be able to grab your hand around the railing. And they make all of these different styles of grab bars, different sizes of grab bars to match your project style, contemporary to traditional. You have 90-degree grab bars, and they come in all different sizes, 16 by 16. This is nice to put next to the toilet or next to a shower seat where you have to get up and down, or if you have a tub. I always wonder, if you're getting inside of a tub, how are you grabbing to get yourself up and out of that tub? So these are things you need to talk about and think about, getting in physically and getting out of the shower, getting into the shower, stepping over a threshold, and being able to be sturdy on your transition from in the space to out of the space. So they have all corner grab bars. Look at all the different gorgeous grab bars that this company makes, and they come in all these different finishes. Let's see if I can get this to pop up. Yes, it's going slowly. And look at all the different finishes again that they comes in. So there's lots of options out there, and this is just one company that I know makes these items. And again, they're not cheap. So they're not cheap, but you don't see any screws. Everything is hidden. They're extremely durable. They mount easily, and they're secure, and it has that ADA compliant diameter on the tube, on the grab section. So that is what I wanted to show you on some of the grab bars, all the different finishes that they come in. I had somebody in my group the other day say they had picked out a shower system, and it was, they didn't like the faucets. And I thought, well, you can't just blend ABC's antique brass with XYZ's antique brass, because they're both plated at some place differently. So the colors are never really going to come out the same. The key is, though, you're not going to have your faucet directly next to your shower system. You'd actually have to look at the faucet and then look at the shower system and kind of maybe see if there's slightly a difference in variation in the color. And also, the same runs true for even within the same vendor. I've done all Roll fixtures, and Roll has their beautiful grab bars as well, the brand ROHL, and they have their grab bars. However, the plating where the grab bar was done at a different place where the plating for all the faucets and the shower system and all else was done. So even though the product was purchased from the same company, the color was ever so slightly different between the grab bar and the faucet. Meanwhile, they came from the same company. So to get finishes that are 100% exactly the same, even within the same manufacturer, can be problematic. But the key is you have these options for beautiful grab bars, for making a safe place for your clients in the future and now. I mean, it doesn't have to be aging in place. I think it just should be a more universally user friendly, because the bathroom is not a safe place. And you can be a teenager and break your leg and need a grab bar in your shower or in the tub or by the toilet. So it's not necessarily the aging as much. It could be just an injury, it could be temporary, but having the safety features in the bathroom and picking beautiful product and talking to your clients about this gorgeous product and letting them know that you have the ability to put in really beautiful items. They're not ugly hospital utilitarian inexpensive grab bars. They are jewelry, really kind of like the accessories in the bathroom that should be planned for now or in the future. Again, if you're not going to do it in now, you put the blocking in the wall and indicate that on your drawings and tell the homeowner, don't get rid of the drawings because that's where the blocking is, should they desire to put in a grab bar in the future. And what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? The grab bars, the human centric lighting, yes, and the grab bars. And so those are really important things. So basically, they talked about in the, and this is from the new Designers magazine. Designers magazine, right? They've got a lot. You know, it always fascinates me that there's interior designers, and I go interior designer thing, and I can't tell you how many kitchen and bath things were in this magazine. So interior designers, that's why I'm here teaching you, because you go to school for interior design. We don't learn bathroom and kitchen design in school primarily. We learn it on the job. It could be something, you know, maybe now in the schooling they're adding more classes for kitchen and bath design education, because it's really quite important. And I find a lot of designers, they understand design, but they don't understand cabinetry, they don't understand the space, they don't understand the guidelines, they don't understand the material, and they don't understand the difference between one box and another box. Just because it's a lack of familiarity, a lack of education, a lack of knowledge. So that's why I love educating designers and teaching everybody all about this stuff, because, you know, if you want to learn it, you can. There's ways to know it. If you want to know it, you can do it. It's not rocket scientists, like I always say. It's not rocket scientists. It's just, you know, learning something. So in this, from the front lines, this was an occupational therapist, and she talked about the lighting and then the flooring, and also about the climate, about having the option for having additional heat in the bathroom. I think that my mother has her bathroom in my sister's house down in North Carolina, and one of the problems that she has is that she's cold when she takes a shower. There's no ceiling fixture with the heat in it. There's no in the wall electric heater for her to turn on. There's no towel warmer, and there's no radiant flooring. heat flooring. So having the lack of heat, and now that she's 91, has been an issue. She gets very cold when she takes a shower. So having an additional options for heat and controlling the temperature in the space is very important as we get older, because as we age, our body temperature goes down and we get cold faster. That's why as we age, we usually need a little sweater on, or just run a little cooler so you're a little bit more chilly. Not just when you see elderly people or older people, they have a shawl on or a little another jacket, a heavier sweater, because they're cold. So having additional heat and controlling the climate in the bathroom is also very, very important. And another thing, when they talk about the ADA height toilets, now with the ADA height toilet, that an ADA toilet is about 18 to 19 inches high off the floor. The problem with that can be we shrink as we age, right? We don't get taller. We all know, we hear people get shorter. So having an ADA toilet that is 17 and a half to 19 inches high can be problematic for the end user that is 5'2" or 5 feet. So keep in mind the end user when you're specifying that toilet for somebody. Just because it's ADA doesn't mean it's ADA for that particular client. And I always say design for the existing client, not for the one in the future. Design for the one now, because they're the ones going to be using the space. And you know what? If they really want to get an ADA toilet, you can swap out a toilet 1, 2, 3. It's no big deal. But the key is to make it a comfortable height for the end user. So somebody who's more petite would have that high chair. Now, the seat that you sit on, a dining room chair, is usually 18 inches above the finished floor. So how higher than 18 inches do you want to go? And you want to take into consideration what your client constitutes ADA. So the Americans with Disability Act is going to automatically make that toilet taller. Okay, so remember to check the specs out of the toilets for the height. And always, another thing that I always do when I do a bathroom is, even if today they don't want the bidet, washlet kind of thing from Toto, Kohler makes it. It's an accessory that can get put onto the toilet. They've come a long way too, the washlets. I put the outlet. I figure where the toilet's going to be, an outlet should be 15 inches off the floor. And you want to make sure where it is. And all the outlets in a bathroom have to be GFI, and in the kitchen, everything now has to be GFI or GFCI, however you want to say it. But the outlet I put there for the future, they want to have that system to plug it in, because again, that is much more common in Europe, and Americans are kind of like, a little bit more reluctant to change. And we don't have that bidet. Typically, it's a European type of product that we integrate here into the United States. So that washlet toilet seat is a good compromise for somebody that wants to have that ability to have the dual function without having to have a full separate bidet toilet setup. So the washlet is also really important, because if you figure, if you get injured, if you hurt your arm, if you become handicapped or disabled for any reason, and you can't clean your private self, you need help. It could be very emotionally draining on somebody, where if you had a washlet, it could give that person a sense of what's the word I want to look at? independence, and not that they have to rely on other people to help them, but that they can help themselves. So I always add that outlet in there for future bidet toilet seats. And because once I've heard, I don't have one, but I heard, and once you do that, you're never going to want to go back. Okay. And you have people go, why do I want a hot toilet seat? I feel like someone else was sitting there before me. There's something for everybody, right? Something for everybody. You do whatever you want, right? I like to put the outlet there. If the wife or the husband goes, no, 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 don't put it there. Don't put it there. Don't put it there. I'm not going to argue with them, right? It's your house. You're going to sit 10 years ago, gee, I wish I would have had that outlet there, because now they're everywhere. I can't even, they're so popular, and I can't even get one because I didn't put the outlet, because I didn't listen to Alison, because I didn't want that bidet toilet seat. Oh, excuse me. So that's that on toilet seats. And what else was the other thing I was going to talk about? Oh, before I go, so these are all the little things you need to think about when you're designing bathrooms, and the spaces for ADA, and for the lighting, and for the heat sensor. Think about all your senses, other than taste, because we're not tasting anything in the bathroom. But even our senses, like for smell in the bathroom, we even have aromatherapy now, very popular, and it does really work. So the light therapy, and even if you wanted to incorporate the color LED color changing bulbs, because things like blue light actually does have healing effects. Purple light, red light. They're doing infrared light on broken bones, shining red infrared lights into the skin to penetrate. So there's actually scientific proof that the light, color of the light, has properties of being able to heal, being able to affect our senses, and not chromosomes, our cells, actually. Like bilirubin with the children, when they can't even see it, they put their cover on the baby when they're yellow, and they stick them in the blue light, and the blue light, it actually heals the bilirubin. So there's a science to the color of the light. So all of those things can be incorporated into the bathroom, no matter what the size. It doesn't matter. Okay. So if you have somebody that likes to relax at night, and they want to take a very soothing bath, maybe you want to put purple in there, or lavender, or blue, to calm them down. So the lighting, take a shower in that lighting. It kind of is a psychological effect on us, the color of the light. So that's also really interesting. So, this kitchen and bath industry is extremely complicated. It is full of technical information. I think that that's why I freaking love kitchen design and bathroom design, because of the technicalities of it. I just dig it. I like figuring out things. I like getting my math calculator out. I always have my calculator. In fact, I have a nice and bright calculator, because I can find it anywhere on my messy desk. Okay, so this way I can find my calculator. It's all a matter of math, and knowing the product and the different materials, how they construct it, actually how it gets put together, the joinery of the cabinetry, all these different things that go along into every single product that goes into your kitchen and bath project. So, speaking of product, my upcoming webinar is going to, it's a design intensive. Yes, it is CEU certified, but it's more than just that. It is a really, really intensive class talking about the construction of the cabinet box. What makes one box one price, one box another price? Why is that manufacturer more money, that door style less money? Let's break it down. I break it down piece by piece. It's 2 hours full of everything to do with a cabinet box, the doors, the finishes, the moldings, the woods, the construction, modifications, standard sizing. It's really a class, a continuing education class. It's not just a little bit of information. It is a one of my I'm so proud of this class. I love teaching this class. It's great because it's so technical and everybody's confused. Like they don't understand that, the wall cabinets, how it's a phase, you see the door and everything. Well, now let's look underneath that wall cabinet. Is it finished on the bottom? If you have a cherry, is it cherry on the bottom of those wall cabinets? Because if you don't understand that that's not cherry on the bottom, that if you want that to match, you have to say ABC Manufacturing, finish all my bottoms to match. Okay, if you don't order it like that and you didn't know that that company doesn't finish the underside of the cabinets automatically, then your customer gets the cabinetry. They look underneath it and they go, well, why isn't that underneath there finished? Well, I know why, and you should know why, but the homeowner doesn't know why. And if they have that question and that question arises after the fact, you can have an unhappy client. You never told me that wasn't finished on the bottom. I would have paid to have that finished on the bottom. Now, every time I sit in my dining room table, I can see underneath those cabinets and they are beige and my cabinets are cherry. So, or I have zebra wood and it's not, and it's white on the bottom because I have a white cabinet box. So you need to know all these little tiny things. So when you're ordering and you're selling, the customer is aware that those cabinets are not finished on the bottom. And then you will know as a designer that, you know what, that cabinet might be less money than the other cabinet over there, but this cabinet doesn't come finished on the bottom. And if I want to finish it on the bottom, I have to upcharge to finish it on the bottom. Whereas this cabinet that's already more money already has the bottom finished. The bottom's already in the same to match. You don't even have to say anything. It's the way it comes. But you need to know the difference so you could tell your client, listen, these don't come finished or these come finished. You want that finished on the bottom? That's extra. Or this better cabinet, those already come finished. So all these little tiny, tiny, little, tiny, tiny, little, tiny, tiny little things are what makes a big freaking difference. And that's what designers who are interior designers or that don't really do kitchens or that are just learning about kitchen design, you're going to learn all these little things along the way. I've been doing kitchens for over 30 years. Is it 30 years? Yeah, it's got to be over 30 because my daughter's not 40 yet, so it can't be 40 years. But I started out in the business in 1994. So, and I sold stock, unassembled, off the shelf, go to the shelf, pull it out, all the way into building high-end custom pieces that people go like, how did you even build this? And like, oh my God, how creative. So all those different grades, it's like a grades of couches, grades of tables, grades of veneer, grades of finishing. That is everything I talk about in this upcoming webinar. Now, I don't have anyone sponsoring me, and it is just me, and I put these things together, and there's a lot of value into what courses I give. And I am very satisfied with the fact that I know you are going to walk out of that kitchen and cabinet construction standards class with so much knowledge. You're going to have to go back and review it because it's just rock solid detail for almost 2 hours worth of information. So a great class if you want to know about the cabinetry. What's full overlay? What's standard overlay? What's a knife hinge? What's an concealed hinge? What's inset doors? What's beaded inset? What's a flat panel? What's a raised panel? What's a solid wood? What's a veneer? And tell you all those really cool things. So I've been a little bit sick and I haven't done any advertising or anything like that, but I will be sending out things, and keep an eye out in your email for it, and keep an eye out for more of my educational information. But this is just something I wanted to share today. I've been trying to come on live. It's, like what I said the other day, life gets in the way when you're planning. So anyhow, that's it for today. I want to wish you all a great weekend. Have a wonderful first weekend in February. Yes, we're 1 month down out of 12. We've got 11 to go. So time does nothing but tick forward, never back, and it doesn't stop. Okay. Have a great weekend, guys. Yeah, peace out.